us two, and it's written about me and you. Nothing can bring us down, 'cause we are together now. Not even time can stop us now, 'cause we are forever young. 'Cause we are together now. 'Cause we are together now. 'Cause we are together now. Nothing can bring us down, 'cause we are together now. 'Cause we are together now. Do you remember how we used to run against the morning sun? There is a place where I wanna go, where it all started a long time ago. I remember the days when it all comes back to me. Every time I go to sleep, you're lying next to me. 'Cause we are together now. 'Cause we are together now. Nothing can bring us down, 'cause we are together now. Not even time can stop us now, 'cause we are forever young. 'Cause we are together now. Nothing can bring us down, 'cause we are together now. 'Cause we are together now. Nothing can bring us down, 'cause we are together now. Not even time can stop us now, 'cause we are forever young.
Thought that I could be without you, get back to a life that I once knew. But I don't know why I said goodbye, 'cause I can't do this. Every now and then I see you there, dancing on the floor like you don't care. Then your eyes meet mine and both our minds say I can't do this.
Hit me with that silence, open your eyelids, try not to cry, kid. Did I fail my test? I try to do my best, but did I say too much? Is it never enough? Is it somewhere in between? Am I not a part of your dream, your beautiful fantasy? I got a house by the lake we can run to. I got a blow we can. I've been feeling lonely. I've been feeling, staring at the pictures on the walls. Every time I see you with some other guy, I see I don't mind. But start to walk away. Emotions, all the color starts to fade, and every piece I need to feel complete. I miss the way you used to touch my skin. You're irreplaceable. And can't you see the pressure I've been under? Can't you see that I've been moving towards you? I am so miserable, I am so vulnerable now. She can't break bones into a million pieces, digging my grave wherever she pleases. She got me on my knees, she got me begging please. But every time you start to walk away, emotions, all the color starts to fade, and every piece I need to feel complete. I miss the way you used to touch my skin. You're irreplaceable.
You should pay for my therapy. We talk about you maybe twice a week. You should pay for my therapy. Like you may as well join in and pull up a seat. Let's talk about it all, talk about it out loud. See how I really feel. Don't wanna work it out, don't wanna work it out. Baby, I'm just being real. I don't wanna be your friend now. I'm still cleaning up the mess, and I think I can forgive you, but I know I can't forget you. Cost me more than my time, you know you should cover the price for me. I don't wanna make amends, but you could write a check for my therapy. You could write a check for my therapy. Like you're telling your confession, take it to the priest, yeah. You should thank all my family, cause all they hear about is how you mess me up religiously. Let's talk about it now, yeah, let's talk about how you never care how I feel. You wanna work it out, I don't wanna work it out. Baby, I'm just being real. Hey, I don't wanna be your friend now. I'm still cleaning up the mess, and I think I can forgive you, but I know I can't forget you. Cost me more than my time, you know you should cover the price for me. I don't wanna make amends, but you could write a check for my therapy.
What's up, guys? How we doing? You just get everything set up. Cool. All right, let's get to it. We're going to be working on a new mission for campaign mode. We're doing gravitometer mission, and what that means is we're sending a probe with a specific science experiment, and the goal is we're going to send it all the way out to the edge of the Drew system and get as eccentric of an orbit as possible around Drew, because that's going to give us a lot of science points. So what I want is to put several gravitometers on one spacecraft. The way I'm going to do that, first we'll build the actual probe body. We'll do something simple. No fuel needed, but we're going to need some battery. We can have that empty for now. Let's see. Copy that actually. Stretch it out. These will be our batteries. Battery, there we go. Okay, so that's battery number 1. We'll do 3 batteries. Push that into the craft like that. Perfect. Okay, now we need the gravitometer part, which I have saved here. So this is what the gravitometer looks like. I'm going to stick these on the side of the craft. I want to make sure that the attached points are correct here. Turn them all off, and then turn only the attachments for this part. There we go. Okay, we're going to do... I could do 6. I'm not sure if I want to do 6 because that's heavy and expensive, but it will give us the most science. So tuck them in like that. Like that. Okay, that's not too bad. Now, the other thing we need to do is build out the rest of the probe, because we need a place to put a parachute, because we have to recover this. It's not worth it if we don't recover it. So what I'm going to do, connections, turn them all off, turn this one on. Same deal as what I just did a minute ago. We'll resize that down, and we'll add a parachute right here in the middle. Ooh, that's big. Okay, we need a smaller parachute. Small parachute, there we go. Perfect. Okay, let's change the texture type on this to something less atrocious. The panel's probably going to be fine. Alright, so far so good. Now let's see, we need a propulsion system. Also probably don't need this to be as big as it is. Well, we need a heat shield. We need a heat shield first, because it's got to be able to survive re-entry. We want the heat shield to be a little bigger than the rest of it. Like that. Do... How's that look? What do you guys think? Does that look good for a probe? Pretty simple. We're going to need a communication device. I'll put a piston antenna on there. Let's stick that there. We can do three antennas, 3 pistons there. Tuck them into the craft. Let's see what they look like extended. Smaller is good. Stick out further. There we go. Cool. Alright, I think that looks pretty good for a probe. It's not too complicated, but it gets the job done. And those pistons are just barely visible. Let's pull them out a little bit. Like that. Okay. Alright, I think that's good. We got 6 gravitometers, which means we can do 6 different experiments. Everything else is just going to be the propulsion stage. We'll throw a inner stage on there, smaller. Okay, and then fuel tanks. Definitely need fuel tanks. Slap one on. Let's do a quick little. Don't auto resize. 1 meter. Make it smaller. Okay. Let's see. Fairing. Unattach that, put the fairing on, then reattach it. Make the fairing narrower. Okay. So far so good. And then we'll add a fairing nose cone to cap it off. Okay, so that is our upper stage. We need an engine, so we'll slap we're going to do a pressure-fed engine on there. Big bell. What is our thrust-to-weight ratio? 0.15 for the thrust-to-weight ratio, that's okay. Ending thrust-to-weight ratio is 0.5. We can make that a little better. We don't need 3,000 meters per second delta V. So if I do a nozzle throat size of 100%, how much does that increase the cost, though? Mass doesn't go up by much, which is good. We want to keep our mass low as best as we can. Keep our mass low. So that looks okay. Let's do a beveled fuel tank here. There we go. We're also going to use the seamless edge part here. So we're going to do top, seamless edge, bottom. And what that does is it blends this crease here, makes it a little less noticeable, which is nice. Okay, we're at $4,807 for this mission. It weighs 6 tons, which is okay, but it's getting there. Let's add our next inner stage. Oh, before we do that, I need to make sure that auto resize is off. There we go. I'm gonna get that flush with the rim of the fuel tank, like that. And then resize the bottom of this so that it fits the engine bell. There we go. Okay, new texture for this one. Let's do no fuel transfer. I don't want to do a Soyuz. Let's do... Could do channels again. I don't really want to do channels. Do rivets. Let's do rivets, but we'll tile the texture to like 6. Let's take it one step further. 8. Okay, that looks good. And another fuel tank. Okay, actually, let's check our fuel tank for this. This should be Carolox, right? Yeah. Do we want to use Carolox? We could use Methalox. Might use Methalox. That might be better. $3,000 meters per second is plenty. That makes the upper stage lighter. Makes it more expensive. Actually, no, we can't use Methalox. We haven't unlocked Methalox. Sticking with Carolox. Okay. Almost cheated there on accident. Let's resize this tank. We'll do a 10-meter long tank for our main stage. We'll do a pretty standard gas generator engine. Looks good. Okay, now let's try and optimize this performance a little bit. We've got a 16.2 minute bird time, 3 and 13.2. 3 minute bird time. Thrust to weight ratio is too low though. Let's do a different engine bell. Trying to think of what I can do to make this more efficient. I could make it bigger. I don't really want it to be an oversized engine bell. I think we're going to leave that there. We can decrease the nozzle throat size and increase the size of the engine. If we do 70 and 100, 6257. That's just a little short of what I'd like it to be. We could do solid rocket boosters. I would like to avoid using extra boosters if I can. That nozzle is also too big if it's going to be flying in atmosphere. You do a cone. Yeah, we should do a cone for that one, because cones are a little bit more efficient in atmosphere. I think we're gonna have to do side boosters though. We can do pretty simple SRBs though. Just real small, just enough to give us a little kick off the pad. Let's drag that down. Add a nose cone for aerodynamics and whatnot. Let's change the texture again. Let's do tiles for this actually. We'll do 6 and 6. 2 and 3 and 3. That's better. 3 and 3. Slap a motor on there. SRB. Oop. Save myself the trouble. Turn auto resize off and then shrink this. Okay. Clone that over. Wait. There we go. Let's make sure our staging's right. Okay, that needs to be at the very top. This needs to be here. Stage to separate that. 6,244. 6,264, not 44. Is that going to be enough? Might be close. Oh, I gotta do some problem solving here. We can definitely make these bigger. These are really small. 306. Let's do 8. $6,421. 2.2 million though. It's not a cheap mission at this point. Maybe we can make these motors cheaper though. We only get one shot. Well, we don't get one shot at this, but you know, if we fail, that counts towards the loss. And I don't want to fail. I want to get this right on the first time. $2 million is a big investment to come up with nothing, and I don't have a ton of money to work with after that. So, really trying to get this right on the first shot. Is there a better way to do this? Oh, got SRBs, which means my thrust to weight ratio is good enough now. I can make this bigger. That's the easiest way. 15. That's close. Alright guys, what do you think? Is 6,870 meters per second with delta V going to be enough to get us where we're trying to go? I don't know. I'm really gonna cross my fingers with this one. I hope it is. It should be. Should be. Let's do a little stylizing with these. Primary, trim 1, trim 2, trim 3, 3, trim 2, trim 1, and primary. There we go. Okay. Got black solid rocket boosters. Cardinal orange. Main stage, and let's do another one striped up here. Two and 3. Cone nozzles. You have something against the cone nozzles? Okay. Cone nozzles not nozzles, nozzles, cone nozzles actually have better atmosphere efficiency than the bell nozzles. So this first stage has a cone nozzle because it's optimized for atmosphere. This upper stage, I believe, should have a bell nozzle. Yep. That bell nozzle is optimized for atmosphere, or for vacuum. This cone nozzle is optimized for atmosphere. So there's a reason for it. It's not arbitrary. Whoops. Did not mean to click and drag that. There we go. Alright. I think that'll do it. We're at 47 tons. 6,870 meters per second. I think that's enough. Let's check the staging one more time. Engines light. Separate the boosters. Second stage. Bearing separation. Bearing separation is going to come soon, man. And then return stages up here. Okay. I think we're good. The core doesn't last nearly as long as the boosters. I get the core. I get the cone on the boosters. Do you mean the core lasts way longer than the boosters? If so, then yes. They all are operating, like this stage is going to be burning more in the atmosphere than it's not. So the nozzle length on this is longer. Like if I really wanted to optimize this for atmosphere, I'd make the nozzle length like this. But I'm going to stretch it out to like 75 because it's going to be operating a little bit in vacuum. But then I set it to cone to make up for it. These actually, these could probably be a little smaller, if I'm being honest. We could probably make these 50%. Whoa, what happened here? Oh, staging fricked up. Again. I don't know why it like insists on shooting itself with the staging. Every time I make a single change, it's like freaks out and rearranges everything wrong, and it's like always stupid. That is one thing KSB does a lot better than Simple Rockets, is Kerbal Space Program, the staging like automatically does the most natural thing most of the time. I hate to admit it, but Kerbal Space Program has some things on SR2 still. Okay, let's see if we can improve our 6960. That is better. Okay. We can make these a little smaller though. Let's do 50. Or 40. 40% is probably good. Okay. What? Did it do it again? Why is it saying all stages 3000? Oh, never mind. There we go. Yeah, it's weird. Like, it sometimes just self-sabotages. I don't get it. Alright, we're gonna try this. $1.9 million. I've got... What do I have in the budget right now? I've got not a lot in the budget to spare. Let's see. I'll show you guys the budget screen. Here is what I'm looking at budget-wise. We've got $9,391,000 to spend here. So that'll take a big chunk. Oh! Look. Hey! Was not controlling you. Retry. I left the game unpaused and then hit spacebar in another window. Whoops. That doesn't count. That does not count, for the record. Negative 1,900,000. We're at 7,491,000 after this. We're doing gravitometer launch. Okay. Let's go ahead and take off. Alright, we're away. Love that launch exhaust. That was one thing they really did a good job with, upgrading how the launch exhaust looks and feels. Yeah, I noticed that. The rocket kind of wants to wobble a little bit on the launch pad. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know how to fix it either. I might report that as another bug, because something's weird with that. Alright, so far so good. I'm going to go ahead and track prograde for the rest of the flight. Let's see how close are the solid rocket boosters. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Separate solid rocket boosters. Oh, it just tipped over on its own? Well, that's super stupid. Also, I think the emissivity on this paint is a little high. The whole rocket's like a neon orange. It almost looks like it's on fire. What is our thrust-to-weight ratio on this stage? I know it was lean, but... 1.5? I feel like we're accelerating a lot slower than 1.5. Huh. Okay. The grids on the flame trench? Yeah, I'd buy that. It's fancy, but it's probably not practical. I wonder if they're actually physics-enabled grids, or if it's just a texture. Because if they're physics-enabled, they might need to change that. That's going to be an issue. Alright, we are going to switch to orbit frame of reference. 60 seconds to apoapsis is about where I want it. Don't pause, just keep going. Alright. Go ahead and tip over here. Just start burning lateral. Dump as much energy as we can, getting it up to speed. And gosh, this stage is ugly. I don't know why the paint didn't show up as neon in the designer. Yeah, it said I had a thrust-to-weight ratio of 1.5, but I was barely accelerating. So, I don't know what the deal was with that. It seems fine now. Like, well, it seems better now. Alright. Get rid of that hideous first stage. Fairings separated. We are in vacuum. Okay. Just gonna keep burning now. Ooh, what's my thrust-to-weight ratio? 0.3? That's low. Let's point up a little bit more, make sure that we're actually gonna accelerate into orbit. I would hate to undershoot this. Come on. Nope, I don't think this is going to get into orbit, guys. I don't think we have the thrust-to-weight ratio for it. Nope. That's going to fall. Alright. Nothing to do but fast forward and watch it come back. Yeah, it's not accelerating fast enough. Shit. Alright, well, that's a fat bummer. Yeah, we're re-entering the atmosphere. Let's just spin out of control. Alright. Rip that mission and $2 million of my budget. Yeah, end flight, undo flight. Well, no, save and exit. I don't want to undo, I want to save and exit. Okay, back to the drawing board after $2 million down the drain. That's cool. Like that. Big fan of that. Okay, so what went wrong there? We had too low of a thrust-to-weight ratio with this engine. And it's already maxed out, so what I'm thinking then, if that was too little, we'll switch the fuel type from a pressure fed to a gas generator. That's going to make it a little bit more expensive, but Thrust to weight ratio of 0.78 is better. We can actually bring this up to like 1.1. That's what I'm thinking. And then we can make this bigger. Maybe not. Actually, we get more delta V using a gas generator stage. It's just more expensive. Okay. That might have been the better move from the beginning, so... Oof. Okay, this mission is gonna cost a lot now. $2 million. $2 million. Okay. Alright, let's do it. $2 million down the drain. We're doing it again. And I guess we just have to launch as quickly as we can. So I'm going to pause that, so I'm not just sitting on the launch pad. Let's go back to our spreadsheet though. And we need to put this in. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Grab it, I'm going to put launch. We're at $5 million left now, guys. Okay. There we go. Alright. Sending it. There we go. And we're off again. This one should work. We've got a thrust to weight ratio of greater than 1 on our second stage. Which I should have been... Honestly, I should have seen that coming. Should have known that was going to be an issue, but... Yeah, I saw that the capture was jacked up there. I don't know why it was locked on the other screen, so... Kind of defeats the purpose, but at least you guys didn't see how terrible that first mission went, so... I'm going to fast forward this one a little bit. Hide my shame. Okay. So far so good. Everything is nominal. Yeah, actually throttle down a little bit here. Go flat now. Separate the fairings off. There we go. That is giving us a lot better thrust. Alright. This one's going to be a success. I can feel it, guys. Okay, where are we? We need to get this over 60. There we go. So, how is this mission going to work? We are going to kick this sucker out to the very edge of the Drew system. Got 40% of the fuel left in this stage, which comes out to 2,000 meters per second. So we're going to use probably 1,600 meters per second in this first burn. Whoop, okay. So that is as far out as we can get. We're also going to throw it on a bit of an inclined orbit. Actually, that's not part of the incline. Let's just do way out there. What are we getting an encounter with? Is that we're getting an encounter with the moon? Oh, we are getting an encounter with the moon. Okay, well, ignore that. Let's bring our sensitivity down here. Okay, so that's our first burn, and it's going all the way out to the edge of the system. I'm going to lock it in, set it to auto burn, and then warp to it. Alright, we're going. We'll fast forward with this because this is going to be a bit of a long burn. where am I going? I'm going to the very, very edge of the Drew system. And the reason I'm doing this is because the more eccentric my orbit's going to be, the more science points I'm going to get from the science experiment that I'm going to be doing. Drop our apoapsis back down. We want to be on an elliptical orbit, not a parabolic one. There we go. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to fly out to that apoapsis. Then we're going to activate one of the gravitometers, and then we're going to adjust the orbit, drop it down a little bit, fly out to the apoapsis again, activate another gravitometer, and rinse and repeat until we've done all 6. Hello, we've got an encounter. That's going to throw our mission off a little bit. Okay. Right about there. Slow down. Oh, shoot. I think I did this wrong. It's okay. I'm going to instead write down the information. So I think if I hit this button, I know what's going to happen. Because the way the gravitometers work, they have a Visi code and they all share the same variable name, which means if I turn one of them on, it's going to turn all of them on simultaneously. So that's going to be a problem. Hello, Laser A. How you doing? We're doing some on-the-fly troubleshooting here. Okay, going to activate it. It's going to activate all 6. Nope. It only activated 1, but it didn't run the code. Okay, that's weird. Huh. Alright, well, let us, since it's not going to give us the information, we'll just write it down. It was 9983000, and periapsis was 61000. Okay, so that is gravitometer number 1. I'm going to write these down and just do it manually later. Okay. Let's time warp back. Going to take advantage of the Oberth effect to adjust our orbit a little bit. We're still pointing retrograde, which is what I want. We're going to drop our orbit by about 10,000 kilometers, which seems like a lot, but it really isn't in the grand scheme of things. So our first one was 90,000. We're going to bring our apoapsis down here to 80,000. 84, 83, 82, 81. Got the engines. Okay, 80,000. Alright. Other problem is we're going to run into the moon. So I've got to maneuver around the moon for this orbit. There's got to be a way. I've got extra delta V, so I could do a bit of a maneuver around here. Okay, so I burned a little bit of fuel. That's okay, because I don't want to hit the moon. So we're going to do our next one at 30,000. 404 and 61,000. Okay. I'll go ahead and hit the buttons, but these buttons don't do anything because I forgot to update the Visi code. That's okay because I know the equation. I've got a little calculator for it. As we fall back down, though, I'm going to set the craft to target prograde this time. We're going to raise our... too far. Okay. We're going to raise our apoapsis to 70,000. 70,000. Alright, cooking with gas now. What's this orbit? 70,000. 013,000 and 61. Oh, this is 62,500. That's number 3. Alright, that's the third experiment. Fly out to the edge. We'll activate this one. Okay. And then fall back down. Actually, we'll do a planned burn this time, because that's probably more efficient. Just time-wise. We're going to raise our apoapsis up to 80,000. Oh no, another encounter. Pesky moon. Okay, we'll lower our apoapsis then to 60,000. I keep encountering the moon, and that's going to really screw with the science experiment. I don't want to encounter the moon. Okay. Alright. Yeah, these little adjustments take super small amounts of fuel. We got 60,000, 4, 8, 1, 0, 0, 0, and 6, 2, 5, 0, 0, 4. Gravitometer number 4. That is another one. Accelerate time. Alright, that is 4 gravitometers running. Let's zoom out again. Select our periapsis, do another auto burn. What are we doing this time? We could try for 80,000, but I keep running into a moon, which is super annoying. Hey, it's gonna work that time. Lock, warp. All 13 meters per second delta V for this maneuver. Barely touching my fuel reserves. Perfect. So we've got 80,375. 8037500, and we have 62500. Okay, time warp. All the way out. Looks like we've got another encounter. That is number 5. Hey, that one actually worked. Interesting. 46.2, which is the correct amount. 46.2 science points. Yeah, 46.2 science points is a lot of science points for these missions. We get a good chunk for gravitometers, especially with a super eccentric orbit like this. Okay, let's do another planned burn. So we've done 30, we've done 90, 80, 70, 60. Last one we can do is, we'll do 40. We're 9, 48, 47, 46, 45. 40,000. Oh! Oh boy. Okay. Well, that's a lot of orbits. Actually, hold on 1 minute. Does that last orbit throw us below the... Oh, snap, guys. Alright, we're doing this one, and here's why. That last orbit is going to actually kick us back into the atmosphere, so we're going to have 2 encounters, and after the second encounter, we get kicked back into the Drew's atmosphere, which is really convenient, actually. 49.3 kilometers. That's awesome. Alright. Let's do it. Here's the thing. I'm going to accelerate out. We'll do our last gravitometer reading. That one's been turned on. This one. Gravitometer number 6 was at 46,660,000 and 62,500. Cool. Yeah, this is going to be a little fun here because we're going to get 2 encounters, 3 encounters. How many encounters does this look like? We're going to get some encounters, basically. And then we're going to get kicked back into Drew's atmosphere. So here's encounter number 1 with Brigo. Bingo. I think it's technically called Brigo or Brigo. It's B-R-I-G-O, but I'm going to call it Bingo because that's funner. Let's flyby number 1. I think this one puts us... Oh, this one's going to put us in a atmosphere collision course, so I don't think we're going to get as many flybys. Oh well. Yeah, we're going to be on an atmosphere collision course. That's alright though, we get a flyby of Brigo. I thought it was going to be more, because it's hard to tell the order of those orbit lines, like which ones happen in which order. But it looks like the one that gets us within the atmosphere of Drew happens before the other ones, so that's going to be a no-go on the extra flybys. Okay. Return probe away, and we just glide into the atmosphere now. Hopefully this doesn't flip around. If not, we'll deploy our parachute early as like a drogue chute. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Heat shield is not going in first. Yeah, you get a lot of encounters now with Drew, which is cool. I mean, it's cool that you get a lot of encounters, but it can be kind of annoying if you're trying not to get an encounter with Drew. Alright, probe is coming back. We'll wait till we're a little closer to the water. Send the parachute out. There we go. Camera was all jacked up. Alright. Coming back. And splash down. Alright. So, in flight, save and exit, and let's go find out how many science points we got from that. Gonna do scene 4. There we go. We're gonna open up the calculators spreadsheet. And what this is gonna do is we're gonna manually calculate the value of all those science experiments. So our first orbit was 90,983 kilometers. And our periapsis was 61. So Drew, for the first gravitometer, that's going to be 72.9 science points. Okay, second gravitometer was 3404,000. That's going to be 64 science points. And then we had, let's see, number 2 was 70,000, 213, 123, and 62,500. 70.83 science points. Oh, shoot, I was doing this wrong. Hold on. We had an inclination of 0. Ooh, that changes it. Whoops. Go back. We had 90. 983, 123. That is... That seems too low now. Huh. Okay, 18.4. I don't know why this one says 46.2. Alright, we'll just recalculate all of them. Was it 30, 404, 123, 18.42? 18.4 again. Oh, this might be a lot flatter. Hold on. There we go. Oh. I know why I was broken. I put a 0 in here. That's going to break the function. 0.0001. 1. There we go. There we go. Sorry guys, this is the tedious part. 90983 Okay, finally we're getting numbers that make sense. That was 41.04304004000 33.14. I was wondering why the number was low. It's because the Excel spreadsheet doesn't calculate it quite right. Because there's a 0 in that function. I had the inclination set to 0, which is wrong. 39.06. So just 39. Or 39.1, I guess. So the next one is 60. 60481,000. 37.9, that's 38 science points. 80375,000. 40.01, 40.1. And last one, here we go. Speed run. 40660000. 35.14. 5.14. Okay. Let's take a look at how much that's going to get us. Get out a calculator. 41 plus 33.4 plus 39.1 plus 38 plus 40.1 plus 35.14. It's going to be 226.74 science points. That's pretty slick. But we're going to multiply that by 6. Or not 6, geez, by 2. That's going to give us 453.48 science. We're just going to do this all as one line item for the sake of time. Graph probes 1 through 6. And we got 453.5 science. Oops. 453. Boom. We have 697 science points, guys. And boy, are we going to use them. Although, actually, hold on. This is wrong. This should be down 1 row. Nope, that breaks it. 453. This one was basic science, which we purchased. Oh, it doesn't have the top. It doesn't have these last 3. We're going to do a little housekeeping, guys. Cut, paste, delete, 453. Okay. What were the sciences we had? Hybrid fuel, basic science, and solar panels. Fuel, basic science, solar panels. And these were all minus 50. There we go. That is more reasonable. 457 total. Okay. So, 450 science, 547 science points. Jeez, I can't talk today. What is that going to get us? Well, let's take a look at the tech tree. And we have laboratories, which I'm not really going to bother with. I don't really want to deal with laboratories. We could do re-entry, which is going to be important. That gives us some extra stuff we can use. I want to do RCS. For sure. That's going to be a big one. So we're going to nab that one. That's minus 50. We'll do heavy rocketry, which is going to let us build some bigger rockets. I want to do the combustion tap-off engines. So we're at 250. We need to do advanced propellants as well. That's 300 science. We have 200 more to spare. Let's do re-entry. So we're at 150 left. 150 left. We can do. Let's do staged fuel. Nah, I don't want to do staged fuel. We already got a new fuel cycle. Let's do deployable solar panels. Because that'll give us some longer endurance missions here. And that brings us down to 47 science points. Yeah, 47 science points. Minus 500. I'll do this later. I'll actually write these out later off screen, not to bore you guys, because that's going to be tedious. But we can go back to the game screen. Alright, we've got our gravitometer mission finished. We unlocked a ton of extra science points. And I'm trying to think what else I want to do. I think that's it. We can take a look at some contracts and see if any stick out. Get your guys' feedback on it. Maybe you'll see something that's interesting. Yeah, let's do that. Let's look at mission contracts. I'll let you guys see what I'm looking at here. Okay. Mission contracts. We've done altitude experiments. We've done orbital satellite. I think that's it as far as contracts. Actually, let's look. What contracts have we done? We did orbital satellite contract, and we did the sounding rocket, and we did supersonic flight. Okay, so we did 3 contracts for supersonic flight. Sounding one, supersonic flight, and orbital satellite. So we could do a couple of different probe launches, a couple of different satellite launches. We could also do a lunar probe. After that last tech burst, flush and tap off engines, we could do a lunar probe, or a lunar satellite. I wonder what the difference is. Oh, polar probe. I'm thinking lunar satellite. Yeah, let's take a look at lunar satellite, because that's kind of the natural progression. We need to put a satellite in orbit around the moon. It needs to be 45,000 meters at a 15-degree inclination. We get 5 million for it. Oh, that's a little tight. We could do it. Needs to be between 400 and 600 kilograms. Need solar panels, radio, antenna, battery. We could do it. We could also put a radiation detector on it and get some science from the moon while we're at it, which might be the smart thing to do. Okay, I think I'm going to accept this contract, but we're not going to do it tonight. So I'm going to take the contract. And what that means is, in taking the contract, we get a amount of money up front. It's half the contract for lunar satellite. Okay, so we've got that contract taken. But we're not going to do it tonight. That'll help replenish our funds. So we've got 7,991,000. We've got basically $8 million to work with now, which is good. It's good. We're going to need that. Because we would be big time screwed without that extra cash. Cool. Alright, well I think I'm going to leave this one here. I'm going to edit this video together, cut out some of the shenanigans. Yeah, that was mostly successful, except for the first rocket crashed and cost $2 million, which is great. But other than that, you know, pretty good. Cool. Well, I will let you guys go for tonight. I'm only going to be streaming for a little bit. These campaign mode streams are probably going to be about an hour long each time. Because I start these streams with like one goal in mind, and then once that's done, I really don't see any point in continuing it. I might do some longer streams later on when I have the time, and do some more like just like chatting, or you know, like user suggested missions. If you guys want me to do anything, then you know, I'll shoot for it and